Hi everyone, my name is Shubham and I'm the founder of PLGOS, Quester as well. One of the major reasons why I wanted to spin this video up was to give a little bit of brief intro of what PLGOS actually is and what can it enable. And I would highly recommend you guys to actually definitely go to the PLGOS website and look through it, especially the school video, the cool teaser that we were able to create. And yes, it is a little early for PLGOS, so any feedback that you have, feel free to directly share it with me on my email or through chatbot, whatever you guys prefer. And let me walk through what it is. So what we are trying to solve with PLGOS, which is product-led growth operating system, is that as of right now, if you launch a particular SaaS, you have to use 20 different tools. You need one tool for survey, another one for chatbot, another one for feedback, another one. Like there are just so many tools that I use differently and then combine them together into one solution, right, into my own SaaS. And I'm paying for 5 different tools and paying for 10 different tools. But with PLGOS, we want to bring everything together so that you can save cost and all the data is in one place and you can act according to that is also another important point. Now, the components that we offer are obviously with end-to-end, with front-end, back-end, analytics, all of the stuff. Let me walk through a little bit of the components that we offer. We have multiple components through onboarding, user assistance, feedback, loyalty, gamification, and we connect with a lot of other integrations out there as well. But let me quickly go through the components here. So the first one is here where we help on optimizing onboarding, and we'll come back to this. This is how the platform looks like. We'll come back to this later on. The goal to optimize onboarding is to make sure that users are getting, when you launch your SaaS, when your SaaS have multiple users coming in, then you would want them to be able to get value right away, right? So that's why we want onboarding. And similarly, why is user assistance important? Because we want to be able to help people answer questions all the time, and we don't want users to get stuck and just churn because they just couldn't find value or they couldn't understand what needs to be done and they just churn away from your SaaS. That's where user assistance comes in. Then you want to be able to make sure that you're collecting all the right feedback and from your end users, and that's where our feedbacks and surveys, modules and components comes into picture. And then finally, if you want people to be engaged and you want to add gamification to it, you want to make sure that people are loyal, have a leaderboard, interact more and more. That's where this gamification components comes into picture. And these are a bunch of components that you'll see right here that we already have. These are some entry points components, but you can see here onboarding, we have onboarding quizzes, get started guides, tooltips, onboarding banners, quest lists and walkthroughs and things like that. So you can click on one of them, you can start looking into how these components might look, and it can really be created in your theme. So 100% customization is guaranteed from our team, so nothing to worry about. Then in user assistance, you'll see different other components like search bar. This is how search bar could look like. Our help hub, which is like a chatbot component, which looks like this. Technically, you can have chat, FAQs, updates, and a bunch of things all in one place. You can add these components in your own SaaS with a few lines of code, and that's where the power is. Being able to show feedback, surveys, gamifications, and we have more components coming in. Referrals is another good one as well that you would want to add in your system. But we have many more. You can see banners, analytics, pricing, modals, login is another good one. Let's say if you're creating a website and you want to add Google login, but you don't want to manage it. That's where you can use our login component and implement all of that stuff. To start with, I would say just go in, log in, and I would highly recommend you guys to make sure that you have entered your website correctly here, because on the basis of that, we'll be able to import the theme and a lot of that stuff. So make sure that this website is entered correctly. And how did you hear about us? You can put other, you can continue. What do you want to increase? You can say, let's say I want to increase user onboarding and optimize user onboarding. And then what it'll do is it'll start importing those themes from your website. And then it'll show you some of the components that it thinks, the AI thinks that you should use. And these are all onboarding optimization components. And I click on the get started one, and then it is showing me around what I can do. I can choose any component here. I can customize it. I can copy the code and let the magic begin. Sure, all of that. But then here I just can, click on publish, and this particular component is going to be published in my campaigns. When you enter into PLGOS, this is basically your get started screen where you'll see a lot of things, and these are basically different sets of sidebar items that I will go through one by one. But what you can do here is you can come here, you can chat and be like, I want to create a referral component. And what the AI will go ahead and AI will try to create your referral component. Because I said my red Netflix theme, it took in everything according to Netflix all by itself. And that is the power of making sure that you have the right theme. And it is like, would you like to edit or publish? I'm like, just publish, right? And then you just can publish this particular campaign, and you'll start seeing this campaign in your campaigns. And if React, Flutter, React Native, whatever it is, you just have to copy this code so that this technically starts showing up in your own app. And you can go to campaigns, to my campaigns, to see that this is your particular referral campaign and how many people are referred, how many people have seen the campaign or completed it. You'll see all the analytics right here across different days. You can download as a CSV as well, but this is how you can see the components being shown here. And when you click on create new, let's say I want to set up a feedback. I can be like, I want to set up a feedback campaign, and here I can edit whatever I want to edit. Instead of general feedback, maybe I want to say feedback, and this is the name of the component technically. Here this is now starting to say feedback, and let's say if I want to say all feedback, then this component will say all feedback. The best part is, even if you publish it and it is live on your platform, you can technically change the data of your campaigns coming back. So let's say if it is deployed like this on your website, this is how it will look on your website technically, and it will start receiving all the data. You can change this rating type to whatever you want to change, any type of image, any type of text area, text, email, whatever you want to do basically. And once you publish it, you can start seeing your this is the code that you technically have to copy paste. We are making it smaller as well, but once you copy paste it, and you'll start seeing a button like this in your particular app. The best part about this is you can start seeing all the analytics of how many people are viewing the campaign, like submitting feedback, all of that stuff here. And not just that, you'll also start seeing, so these different things are actually very interesting as well. So you'll also start seeing all the feedback across, let's say you deployed 5 feedback components. Across all the feedback components, you'll start seeing feedback here. Because I've deployed feedback workflow, just one component, so I just see it here. Nothing to worry about, you'll start seeing all the feedback here. Let's say you have this chatbot help hub deployed, you'll start seeing all the conversations here. If you deployed surveys, you'll start seeing surveys here, it's overview. So these are basically all the different things that are being offered. Let's say I'm adding a new FAQ. I can from here directly add an FAQ within your own deployed help hub. But yeah, I'm not going to go into much details here because this is an overview. Then you can see all the analytics across all your platform all at one place right here. Then we have audiences. Let's say when you went live with your SaaS app, you'll start seeing people here. You'll start seeing their emails, audiences. You can segment users. Let's say I want to create a segment of users who was last seen 3 days ago, and then I want to maybe show them something. So you can do a bunch of that segmentation and targeting right here as well. Track and measurements is where you'll see a lot of things like events and counters. Some of the events are created by default for your SaaS. So once you add your SaaS into it, we keep track of a bunch of things all by default for you guys, like who is coming in, how many times people are coming in. So I am not going to go deeper into any of this, but really quickly, webhooks and alerts. Here you can actually set up interesting webhooks. Let's say you want to say that anytime a user completes onboarding or completes a referral or submits a new feedback, I want to push it to my Slack, or I want to submit it on my Jira. Of course, I have to connect my Jira. You can easily do that. So this webhook and alerts section is also very interesting. The integrations are here where you can just go in and go through a lot of those integrations. You can also play with different components here. There's a playground in home. Knowledge base is where you add a bunch of your files, which can help your AI across chatbot and different places to get more knowledge about your own platform. This is also a higher tier feature, which is like variables, so personalized, let's say referrals, personalized referrals, right? And what you want to do is you want to say that I want that different people, if people have been with me for a long time, then I want, and I can create a variant like long term referral. So if someone has, let's say, introduced or referred more than 10 people, I want referral to show differently. If someone is coming or joining in after a particular period in time, I want to show it differently. These variants, UI variants, are especially useful during onboarding items, surveys. Let's say you are building a Figma, and a designer coming onto Figma and a developer coming onto Figma, both of them needs to see different get started, different items within the dashboard. So you can customize the UI on the basis of these UI variants that you can see here. And it'll start creating those different UI, and you can start editing them, and you can start creating short-term referral, and you can change. I'll add them both here for now. But what you can do is you can edit this variant. Now you can select this variation here, and let's say I want to be like this, and in this variation I want to show it black or purple or something else, or in another variation I want to make some other changes. You can do all of that, and that is, I think, one of the most interesting parts of variation, is that you want to show different UI or different campaigns to different people within variants. So this is a quick overview. You can go to settings, and you'll see you can manage people that you add in your team here. You can go to plans and pricing. You'll start seeing different things here. You can create new brands and create new themes here. You'll see your media manager here as well. But that is kind of pretty much it. There is chat with data available as well. This is a beta feature. So please make sure that it might not be perfect in any sort of circumstances. So please let us know if there are any questions. Feel free to use dark mode, however you want. And then you'll see a lot of AI credits, MEUs, a lot of the stuff being here. Let's say you want to create different workspaces, so you can click on this and create different workspaces, switch to different workspaces here. You'll see a lot of the stuff right here. So this is basic overview of PLGOS. It'll keep changing, but the main idea of this is technically that you can create different components, and you can use those components to be able to add more functionality to your SaaS and give it strength rather than using 20 different solutions out there.